Hey everybody, it's Professor Russo again. I just finished going over everybody's outlines, so I found a couple of things that I think were common problems that I just want to go over really quickly to help you guys get prepared for taking this midterm essay, which is due by Sunday. Not Sunday, by Tuesday. So let's take a quick look. If you guys will remember, here we've got week 5. We have the overview. And before the outline, so before the assignment you just turned in, there are two things here. A strong example outline and a strong example essay. Now, I want to talk about two things that you guys were struggling with in this essay, and I'm going to point out to you how they're done well here, and I'm also going to give you a real simple example of that same concept, and that concept is topic sentences. Now, one resource we have, if you go to Units and General Resources and scroll down into the General Resources folder, you will see that I have included a topic sentence review. This is something we saw as a little bit of a problem on Essay 1, but it became even more of a problem here. So let's take a look at this example strong outline first. Let's blow that up a little bit more and talk about it. If we look at our student X here, their thesis statement, they say, although guns have increased defense and overall efficiency of our protective services, the negative effects of such an obstruction of safety, fear in classrooms, and unnecessary deaths on college campuses provide support that guns should not be allowed on college campuses. Really clear thesis statement. They've also got this clear argument. Guns should not be allowed. So they're not just answering the questions. They are making it an argument with that phrasing, should not be allowed. They tell us what they want. Okay? What that means is that every topic sentence that's going to come after this is going to offer us another reason why that claim, guns should not be allowed, is true, or is it going to offer us a potential opposition when we get down to that part. But looking at this first one clear reason why guns must be banned. See how that is linking it back to the thesis, reason why, and then we've got the reason. Alcohol is the common way of life on most college campuses across the United States of America. With the deadly mixture of liquor and weapons, students no longer feel safe at parties that are supposed to act as stress-eating activities for the students. The other thing I want to note is that if we look at this, the evidence they provide from Evan to Philippus is about this very problem, alcohol, parties. Because one of the things I sometimes noticed with you guys in some of the papers was that I would see people that were saying one thing in the topic sentence, and then they had evidence that wasn't related. So if the topic sentence says, hey, we're going to be talking about alcohol as a reason why, so should the evidence. Let's move on to the next one. Additionally, open debate is crucial for students to open their minds to learn about provocative topics, but the addition of a weapon could cause students to avoid speaking their minds in dread of violence. An important thing I want to note here, look at the difference. One reason is alcohol. Alcohol and guns don't mix. Second reason is, hey, we want to argue. In college, we're going to talk about things that not everybody agrees with. Gee, it's a little bit scary to argue if there's a weapon. So whether you agree or disagree, that's not what we're trying to point out here, but just rather the fact that these are different reasons. Both reasons, though, however, that support the overall thesis statement. And then let's look at the third one. Furthermore, one more reason why, look at all these good transition phrases we're using. One more reason why guns should be restricted on campuses is how mental illness affects students everywhere. Unfortunately for such students, their battles can reach such an extreme low that violence seems like a viable option for them to express their feelings. So each reason is different. We've got alcohol, we've got this need for open debate, we've got mental health. And the evidence following each one supports that. Let's also look at how the student did the opposition. Note again the clear transition. However, there are many advocates who believe that the increase in campus shooting, students should have the right to carry firearms. So we've got the claim, and then we've got this clear rebuttal. Again, note that transition phrase, yet such proponents fail to realize that even a well-intentioned or well-trained student with a concealed weapon can be a threat to himself or others. So that's the general idea of topic sentences. You make a big claim in your thesis. You're answering the question, either we should be allowing guns on campuses or we should not be allowing guns on campuses. We should be permitting that or we should be banning that. And then each topic sentence should provide a different reason in support. So you can also check this out on the second thing here, that's the example strong essay. So you can again see that we've got The broad claim, this is somebody who also is on the anti-side. Allowing guns on college campuses will not make them safer, but may increase police problems and create unnecessary threats or injuries to the students. If you look, each topic sentence, for instance, campus police can be in a risky situation if students carry guns, is different than the next. Additionally, the allowance of guns may cause unnecessary threats or injuries to students. So that's just what we're getting at there with the idea of topic sentences. If it feels like you're still struggling, though, I've tried to think of a way to break this down that would be even a little bit more simple. So I've created a type of argument essay that would be way simpler question than guns. Guns on campus is something we're all struggling to figure out. I found something much more simple. I'm going to talk about this idea of an argument that I often have with friends. Should the Harry Potter novels be something adults read? So let's imagine I've got that as an argumentative prompt. We can certainly have an argument about that. Do the Harry Potter novels offer valuable lessons for reader of all ages, or are they just silly kids' books only useful for fun? So let's say I go down on the pro side there. The J.K. Rowling novels, which offer the fantasy tale Harry Potter, must be recognized as offering valuable lessons about embracing intellect, maintaining love in the face of fear, and fighting for equity of all society. Lessons adults need as well as children. So, if I want to think about my claims that I'm making here, intellect, love, fighting for equity, let's say I can think of 3 examples. For intellect, I think about Hermione Granger. For love, I think about what Ron and his family do for Harry. And for no prejudice, I think about the House Elves and pureblood wizards. Now, by themselves, in my head, I might know that these 3 things go back to the thesis. But remember, when we're writing an argument paper, we want to always assume that our audience might be someone who disagrees with us. Therefore, I'm going to need to do a little bit more work clarifying what do those claims have anything to do with my overall thesis claim. So I've got track changes on here, so this will come up and show you how I might edit these a little bit. Okay, what does Hermione have to do? She's an amazing character who takes pride in her intelligence. Oh, that's one of the things that I said is important. So I might start with something like this. One reason why the texts offer valuable lessons for all ages can be seen in Hermione. An amazing character who takes pride in her intelligence. In today's society, we can certainly all learn from embracing the value of a good education. Boom! One reason why valuable lessons, I'm saying this is why Hermione is important. She takes pride in her intelligence. Maybe we could all learn how to value education in the same way. Same thing down here. Ron and his whole family protect Harry in spite of great personal risk. I'm again going to jump in with that transition. Another key idea the text can teach all ages can be seen in Ron and his whole family, who teach the lesson of love in spite of fear when they protect Harry in spite of great personal risk. Again, see how I'm just connecting what the green is doing? Another key idea of the text is it's just all connecting back to that thesis claim, which is that, yeah, these have to be recognized as something valuable. So it's simpler than guns, but it's the same idea that you want to be doing. You want to be making those connections over and over again. Finally, when the characters engage in a fight for House Elves' rights or against Nation of Plural Wizards, they help remind readers of any age why fighting prejudice is so important. Same thing as I go down to my potential opposition and refute. And yet, some people claim adults should not read kids' books. That yet letting me know that I've got a contrast there. I could also use a word like however. I could also use a word like nevertheless. And then I'm going to have my refute. Such critics fail to realize that Just because a text is simple to read does not mean it is not valuable. So I'm going to save this guy, and I will be putting this and the link up on Blackboard. I'll be putting them up right above our midterm exam rubric. So right here, if you see the midterm exam rubric, and you'll be able to take a look at those. Now, I do want to point out the midterm exam rubric, though. Don't forget to take a look at this. These are just essentially the directions you were given. All I did was break them down, assigning the point value from our major rubric that you have in the syllabus. So just breaking down the instructions to make it a little bit more clear. One final thing, a lot of you skimped on your MLA style. Don't forget this other thing in the Units and General Resources folder. You've got all these wonderful free sources to MLA documentation. One thing you will note is not on here is EasyBib. This is because EasyBib sometimes gets it wrong. So given that this is my midterm exam, I might just go ahead and use these resources. My personal favorite is actually the OWL at Purdue, but all of these have updated, wonderful, free MLA citations. So that's all I got for you guys today. Of course, keep in mind that I have office hours Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'll also have the Monday, the last day before the test is due. So, just feel free to reach out. If those regular times don't work for you, by all means, send me an email and we'll see if we can set something up. Phone meetings are just as good as doing a face-to-face if you can't get into the office. Talk to you guys soon.